What's going on, YouTube? Welcome back to another episode of the SO Show, man. All right. Hey, we got NFL football is back. It's week one. The first game, we got Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. Thursday night, 8:30 at Arrowhead. Chiefs are at home against the Baltimore Ravens. This is an AFC Championship rematch. And we got the game after that, Friday night, we got the Eagles versus the Green Bay Packers. So this gonna be a fun little weekend. And of course, we got all the other games Sunday nights, of course. But Thursday and Friday, yeah, we got y'all in for a treat. We all in for a treat. But today we're gonna talk about the AFC Championship rematch against the Kansas City Chiefs and the Baltimore Ravens. Now we all know Baltimore Ravens, they came all the way. They went all the way to the AFC Championship. And, they lost against the Chiefs. And, of course, the Chiefs, they went on to win the Super Bowl for the second time in a row last season. And they're looking to three-peat this season. All right, some key things to remember, right? So, Pat Mahomes is 4-1 against Lamar Jackson. So I was about to say Lamar. So Pat Mahomes already coming into it with an advantage. He at home. They coming off the Super Bowl. He's 4-1 against Lamar. He basically got Lamar and the Ravens number. So, he coming in pretty confident. The Chiefs as a whole, they coming in confident to this game. And what better way to open the season at home, which the Chiefs are 9-2. They're the season openers, they are 9-2. They are 9-2 for season openers. So that says a lot about them and how they kick off things into the season too. So it's gonna be a real good match. For the Ravens' sake, hey, they looking kind of new. They added Derrick Henry. You know what I'm saying? Everybody familiar with Derrick Henry. He came aboard with the Ravens. Back in March, he signed with the Ravens. They picked him up in free agency. And yeah, Derrick Henry, he finished off with 1,100 yards and 12 touchdowns for the Titans last season. So he had a pretty good season, especially, Derrick Henry is getting up there in age, and he's basically, he's been in the league for a minute now. So to still producing, 1,000 yards, over 1,000 yards, 12 touchdowns, double digit touchdown numbers. That's real good. And I feel like that's one of the main things that the Ravens will have to utilize against the Chiefs with this game. Like, their run game has to be, I feel like adding Derrick Henry, that's just another problem that these other defenses going to have to face when, going against the Ravens. Lamar, he can run with his feet, no question. Whenever he need to run, whenever he need to use his feet, he can use that. He can use that to his advantage. Derrick Henry, handed ball. All Lamar got to do is hand the ball out to Derrick Henry. Derrick Henry going to get that 3. He going to get that 3.5, 4, 3 to 5 yards a carry average. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the run game is really going to be tough this year. It really is. And that also with that run game, that helps open up other things. So now, a lot of concepts, a lot of offensive concepts that the Ravens use. They love the read options. They love the triple, the pistol. They love the pistol bunch, and they love just read. And the read options really that's their main sauce. That's the main sauce for them. Like that read option, whether Lamar want to pull it, keep it, now teams really going to have to be focused on that now that he got Derrick Henry on his side. So this going to be a fun matchup. Now, the offensive keys, not the offensive keys, but the offensive weapons. We're going to go with the Ravens first. So, of course, I said they got Derrick Henry, finished with 1,100 yards, 12 touchdowns. They also have Zay Flowers. He's coming back, 858 yards last season, and he had 5 touchdowns. He's going to create, he's going to have to create separation. He's the speedster on the team. He got to separate himself, run those crosser routes, run those, just go routes and just beat the coverage. That's all his job basically is. and that's what he's really gonna have to key on to this game if they want to win. Mark Andrews, he's coming back. Mark Andrews, he was truly missed last season. For Lamar Jackson, he was really that's Lamar. That's pretty much Lamar's first option, first read. He always gonna read his tight end first. Him and Mark Andrews just been having that connection ever since he came into the league. So, but Mark Andrews, he's going to be a number one. He's probably going to be the number one option, most definitely. He finished with 544 yards last season, and he finished with 6 touchdowns. But again, he only played 10 games that season because he was injured off of his ankle. And we got Rashad Bateman. They have Rashad Bateman. I think it's Bateman or Break. What is it? I think it's Bateman. I think Rashad. We got Rashad coming in. He's going to be he's going to help out too. And last but not least, of course, we got two-time MVP Lamar Jackson. Lamar finished with 3,678 passing yards, 24 touchdowns on a 67 completion rate. Also, he rushed for 821 yards last season, and he had 5 touchdowns on the ground. So that's a lot that I just said for those offensive the offensive main attacks that the weapons that they have it's going to be a problem for the Chiefs defense for sure. But let's go into the Chiefs offense on side of things, key matchups, key players to watch out for. As we got Isaiah Pacheco, he finished with 935 yards, 7 touchdowns. He's their energy. That's the energy right there. That's when you need a big run and get everybody going and everything, Pacheco is the number one guy for that. Rashee Rice, almost 1,000 yards last season, 938 yards he finished with 7 touchdowns. We got Travis Kelce, of course, that's the number one option. 984 yards, almost finished with 1,000. He finished with 5 touchdowns. Of course, Travis Kelce just his job is, block, catch, run after the catch. Is Travis? We all know Travis is just a big body tight end, and he's not the best. He's the best tight end in the league for a reason. He just does it all. So, of course, we already know what to expect from Travis coming into this game. It's definitely going to mean a lot. And of course, last but not least, we got Pat Mahomes. Finished with 4,183 yards, 27 touchdowns on a 67 completion rate. Now, again, pretty much the same thing like I said for Kelce. Pat Mahomes, he is the guy. He is the offense. He made a lot of things happen. He had the Kansas City Chiefs receivers had the most drops out of all teams in the NFL last season. And the fact that they were still able to make the Super Bowl, but to win the Super Bowl on top of that, having the most drops, that says a lot about your quarterback. So, again, Pat always finds a way. He always makes anything happen. Whenever you think it's nothing there, he's going to find it. He's going to extend the play. He's going to do everything that he can to get his team that victory. And that's the offensive key weapons. Those are the guys that you're pretty much probably going to hear throughout the whole game. Defensively wise for the Chiefs, of course, they got Chris Jones on the D-line. They have Derek Nottie. They have, Joshua Williams, Nick Bolton, Justin Reed. They got all those guys on the defensive side of things. The only thing a lot of people are questioning because they were listed, Chris Jones especially. Chris Jones had a lot of injury problems. They're talking about it in camp practices. Chris Jones haven't been able to really, play a lot in the practice and training camp, but he will be expected to play week 1. The Chiefs ended up number 5. No, the Chiefs gave up only 176 passing yards. They were ranked number 4 against the pass, and they only gave up 17 points a game. Defense only gave up 17 points a game. They were ranked number 2. And guess who? Guess who were ahead of them in that stat line? The Baltimore Ravens. The Ravens were number one, gave up only 16 points per game. They averaged out to about 16 points per game. They gave up. They gave up 191 yards against the pass. That was six. That was top. That was they was at number six, and they were just outside of that top five in that category. And pretty much teams had a 40% chance to score in the red zone against them. They were number two in that category. So it's very hard to score against this Ravens team, once, your offense, goes into that red zone. They play nasty. And it's equal. It's like that on both sides of the ball, too, for these both teams on defense. Uh Ravens, Chiefs, they both get it. They're grimy. They're a grimy group. They are grimy defensive team. They're in your face, man to man, bump and run. Nothing easy. Probably a little bit of holding here and there, but for the most part, yeah, they make it really difficult. And with that Ravens defensive squad, with linebackers, Kyle Van Noy, Roquan Smith, they got DBs and Marlon Humphrey, Marcus Williams. So they the DBs, the linebackers, the D linemen, they are all gritty, they all nasty, they in your face. It's hard to score against them. So this is gonna be a real good game, man. And honestly, with all that being said, I think the Ravens gonna pull this game out, man, against the Chiefs. The Ravens are gonna win against the Chiefs. I'm calling it Thursday night. Ravens will take the W against the Chiefs on the road. Why I say that? Only reason why I say that because the Ravens got a lot to prove. This is about pride, honestly. To kick off this game, to kick off the season with the AFC Championship rematch, being that Lamar is only 1-4, he's 1-4 against Pat Mahomes. A lot is riding on this. This first game of the season already. It's a lot of pressure. It's a lot riding on it, and I think Lamar gonna come. He gonna raise. He gonna what's the words I'm looking for? He gonna rise to the occasion in this game. I feel like Lamar gonna run it up on him. I think. And I really think, just Ravens as a whole, they always been a good regular season team, always finished above 11 wins every season pretty much. So I think Ravens gonna pull this out, and I think the Chiefs gonna sleep on them. And Chiefs always get off to a slow start in the beginning of the season, as we all know. Even though they are 9-2 for season openers, I just still feel like Ravens might catch them slipping this night. So I got Ravens this game. But that's it for this video. Y'all let me know what y'all think. Who y'all got? The Chiefs or the Ravens? Who y'all think gonna have a better game? Whether that's Pat Mahomes or Lamar. Who y'all think gonna win? But that's all I got for y'all. Thank y'all for tuning in. That's another episode of the SO Show. And thank y'all for watching.